Alright, so today we're going to perform a task on this device. By the way, this device is a Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Fan Edition, or FE as we affectionately call it. If you notice the case right in how it's sleek, beautiful, the design and everything. S Pen can be carried here or here. I think we're in a world of tablet, especially since the pandemic. So the purpose of this video is to actually help to influence your decision making in whether or not you're going to be purchasing a tablet or the type of tablet that you're going to purchase. And as we know, in a modern day, you don't want to carry around this whole heap of book or this big bag, especially for the people who work, where say, when you're going to your office or wherever you work, some jobs not even can accommodate studying if you're academically inclined, much less if you carry around book and figure open it out, depends on which part you work. And if you have your son or your daughter go school, especially for the people in the Caribbean, where your kids doing CXC. When we say CXC, we're talking about like maths, chemistry, physics, biology, and most of the things where you going to require some whole heap of calculation, some working out, engineering students, the whole works. Well, you can do almost anything on this thing, whether read or do your maths practices and so on. So what we're doing, we're going to show you, we're going to demonstrate how to construct a pie chart. Now we all know, so we don't need a pie chart or any form of graph at all. You have Microsoft Office where you can just jump in and it automatically do it for you. But one of the best things me believe in is is knowing how to physically do it. So once you know how to physically do it, then everything comes easy. That's why you see, me now 100% buy into this AI business yet. AI is good, So we now bash the AI. But when you use the AI to do your work, and you don't know what incorrect from what correct, then it don't make no sense. You're going to get marked down more than anything else. So it's best to know how to physically do it, and then you can work your magic, play your tricks, pull a rabbit out of a hat or anything at any time. Alright, so we're going to start with this now. So, make we kick off this thing now. Alright, let me zoom up this so you can see it. Alright, so if you can see this clearly. Alright, so notice what it asks for right here. So it will say, and this is a statistics question, by the way. And statistics sometimes is a branch of mathematics. We wouldn't know that. Alright. At a vehicle service garage, a survey was conducted to determine the types of cars that came in for servicing on a particular day. The results are shown in the table below. And the table now, it tells us that Toyota come in, 240 Toyota, because it show you the make and it show you the number. So it's 240 Toyota vehicles came in the day, 189 Nissan, and it gives a variable for Honda. So, one little working out might have to go on. No, might have to, one little calculation have to go on. That's up. BMW, 216 BMWs. So we are talking about every type of BMW there is. 330 Haval, the Chinese car there. Good. And there's a given. There were 1,080 cars serviced in total. You see that? So at this year, I figure use now to find how much under service. So it asks you now to calculate the value of T, the number of undercars that came in for servicing on the day there. And it asks you again, the data above are to be represented on a pie chart. Calculate the size of the angle in each sector of the pie chart. Now, from my recollection, what me know about pie chart, most times are what me see, I don't know if nobody say otherwise, but pie chart, the data represented in pie chart is in the form of percentage. But it not tell you about percentage yesterday, It only say the data above are to be represented on a pie chart. So calculate the size of the angle in each sector of the chart. That's all it tell you in the action. But you now have to go use your brain now and know say, once you see pie chart, it a talk about percentage. So two type of calculation, two different calculation have to go take place. You say you have to go first convert the values to the angles and then convert back the angles to percentage. That easy. Alright? And this is and all of this will be done on the tablet. Now on book. Alright, so it's using a circle of radius 4 centimeter, construct the pie chart to represent the data. Alright, so first, I'm going to find T. Right here, so. Alright, so we might have to go just zoom out this little bit. Let's see what can go on. Alright, so we have to find T. So T easy. So T is equal to, see the 1080 cards, 1080 minus 240 minus 189 minus 216 minus 330. Now, what you could have done, you could have just punched this in by your calculator. Easy, easy. You don't have to even go through all of this. But maybe just work a rough work. Alright, so I'm going to bring the calculator upon here. So you see, you not even have to exit the app. Notice the app not exit, and by the way, this is a scientific calculator. You see what I say? So all you do, you just minimize the calculator when you're done. And that's it. Alright, so T is equal to 1080 minus 240 minus 189 minus 216 minus 330. From all indication that I tell me say this, yeah, so add up to 975. So if you minus the 975 from this 1080, right here, so then this I tell me say you are going to get 105 for the answer. So therefore, T must be equal to 105. So you put that right in here, so. So 105. So we have 105 under. So make we test it and see if we're right. So 1080 minus 105. We are going to have 975 left. You can do a whole heap of shit. It's a simple calculation. Chances are it's a 1 mark question that. Good? So we work out T there, so. So since we have a unit and the unit a car, to be specific, under, we can just say 105 under. That's all? Oh, this a little. So now, which part the real work start now are the values them where we are going to convert now to degrees. That's all? Alright, so the formula to convert the value there is, I could just call this value divide by total times 360. Oh, this right, so 360. Alright? Yeah, so we have a formula right there, so now for get to a degree. But we are going to need another formula now, because remember we say when we are deal with pie chart, we deal with percentage. Even though the question never asks the percentage, it just say for represented pan it. So you now have to just use your brain and just say, alright, at pie chart we are deal with. So maybe some hidden question that somewhere there. For say how well you can reason and how well you think. You understand what I say? Alright. So might as well we just put down the formula right here. So we are going to say now the degree that I forget percentage. So percentage is equal to degree divided by revolution, the complete revolution, times 100. The revolution at 360. So, all right. So we're going to calculate some value first. So we're going to deal with this. All right. And make we tick off so we get that already. So we do that calculation there already and get that. So we use a reading pen back to the block. All right. So the first value is 240 divided by the total, which is 1080 times 360. Is that what I say? Now you punch it in your calculator if you don't want to do no rough work. So, look, we see what we're on this. So, alright, so 240 divided by 1080. So that one is so times 360. And that I tell me say 80. Good. So we get the first value. So Toyota. So therefore, degree for Toyota is equal to 80 degrees. Now we could go ahead and just work out the percentage, but we could just get them here first. And by the way, we could put on Nissan. Alright, we start right so the first. So 240 divided by how much? 1080 times 360. That's all of the Toyota. So for Nissan now, and Nissan come next. Yes. So Nissan 189 divided by the total lesser times 360. Punch it in by a calculator. Again, 189 divided by that times 360. I get 63. So therefore, again, Nissan in degree equal 63 degrees. Alright. We could see what else. So under now, we find that already. The value for under equal so if under 105, that means divide by. I remember we said this video, the purpose of this video is to influence your decision in whether or not you think a tablet is good to carry around for your practicing, your practice match question or whatever it is you do. So you don't need a book. And by the way, this tablet is IP68, so if it even wet up, no problem. Your notes them safe. If you go up on a different device, you can get your notes them. Alright, so I'm going to punch in that 105 here. So 105 divided by times 360, and that is 35. So 35 for under 35 degree. All right. We have BMW now. So we have BMW. And BMW hour 216. So 216 divided by that times 360, and we punch that in on the calculator. 216 divided by 1080 times 360, and that I get 72. And from see that 72, then we know I said add up cost is 63 there, and 3 and 2 are 5. You understand? So BMW, therefore, are 72 degrees. Now we have Haval. No. How much Haval be now? 330. Good? So 330 divided by that times 360, and you get 110. Something wrong there, so let me see what I want there. So 1. Oh, the 5 and the 5 they make 10. Okay. So you have 110. Because what happened, you know, when you add up all of this, you know, you must get 360, you know. Everything there, so must come up to 360 degrees. You get what I say? Let me try, just to make certain, say, we're upon the right path. Alright. So 80 plus 63 plus 35 plus 72 plus 110. You must get 360. Alright? Good. So we don't say we're upon the right path. Now on to the next step now. We have to calculate now some percentage. Right, so now because we have to convert them to percentage. As we say, a pie chart we are dealing with. Alright. So one of the drawbacks of this tablet you know is that we need, and Samsung would better pay attention to this video, because what we need now is because Microsoft have it, you know. So what we need for a Samsung now is some kind of floating geometry set, or some on-screen and floating are the same thing. Geometry set where you can actually use in this thing, you know, for determine degrees or your length measurement if we decide say we are going to take it to this level. So since we don't have that, the only thing we have right here so is a ruler, and that now will really do everything. So we have a ruler, it's not floating, now nothing. So we have to go just work with the geometry set. So the other part of the question, we soon go back to the percentage. The other part of the question, it says using a circle of radius. When I can see it, let me zoom it. So see what it says? It's a using a circle of radius 4 centimeters. Construct the pie chart to represent the data. No, you can't tell me say you can't ignore the percentage calculation because of that it say. Alright, so for now, we jump in at this. At this time, we don't really need the compass. But a normal paper, you don't have your compass and you show your pen in it and all these things. But you don't want that. All you just need now are something for just do your measurement. So, make we look on this, you know. Alright. So if we say, if the thing say 4 centimeters, you couldn't use the ruler so still and do it. But the ruler can't turn crossway. So you have to go use that. So you drop your ruler and you say, alright. Now what me done do is use the line them as my measurement. So we're going to take it from here, so. And then 4 drop upon the line here. Yeah, so that's 4 centimeters. Alright. So carry the 4 here come here, so again. Measure it there, so 4 centimeters again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't give about that. So let me see what going on there. So yeah, man. Alright, we're not on a line go across, so we have to definitely use this. Alright. Yeah. So this is how we have to go do this. And then now, you have this thing on your tablet. Let me zoom it again. Name shape recognition. What you can do, you can draw a circle and hold on to the circle and it just make a perfect shape. But I'm going to show you why we're not using that. We're going to use the shape recognition instead. So when we draw the circle, we don't have to hold on upon it. Or this look boxy, so. It's a boxy, we need a circle. We don't need a box. Aye. So that's how we are talking about. Kind of half little bit. Hold on, you can still make the adjustment. Let me carry right out to it. Alright, yeah. Good. So you see? So you can rub out back them, you know. Now, if you did use the pen to draw it, once you rub, let me show you. So if you use the pen to draw the circle, now hold on. Turn it off. So if you did use the pen to draw the circle and hold it down, when you rub, you could erase it same way. But see, you can't erase this with no pen. You see that? Alright. So back to business right here, so now. Alright. Where the thing there? Alright, so we want 80 degree right away. Alright. So the first measurement we want is the 80 degree. The 80 degrees right there, so I'm going to ensure that this line up. Yeah man, that can pass the 80 degree. There, so. From the line there. Alright. So turn on back your shape recognition. Draw your line from this to this. Alright. So you have to adjust your line now. Draw your line from that to that and lefty. Then you adjust your line. Come in. If you look tacky right there, so you just use this as your center, so you if you hide it. So that at 80. You see what I say? So we're going to put Toyota in it, you know. As we say, I don't think you can put 80 in there, but just show where flex, make we put in 80. 80 degrees. But as we say, a percentage pie chart represent inner. Yes, I'm saying. Alright, so what the next value? 63. So make we see how that 63 work, you know. Alright. So 63. So 63 about 1, 2, 3. Right there, so. Alright, move that. Turn on back your shape recognition there, so. Alright. Good. So your second value is 63. So 63 degree. No, put this on. Put 63 down here, so. Alright. So now we have a look now for under. Remember we did find under already. Alright. So under now at 35 degree. So we could find a 35 there. 35, 35, 35, right there, so move that. Aye. See that? Turn off like that and put Honda now. Alright, so the next one now a BMW. BMW was 72. BMW 72, 21, 2. Good. Have that. BMW. Alright, so now that we have only Aval left, then we can just reason say this a 110 without even for using a protractor. Is that what I say? Alright. So we can write Aval here so. Is that what I say? Now, what them ask for is completed, you know. But as me say, you cannot use a pie chart to represent data and use degrees. Me never see that happen. So you have to convert it. About them because we don't need them again. You see me? Alright. So we will convert this now. What we say the formula? So if we have 80 degrees, we will divide that by 360 and then we will times it by 100. Is that what I say? So let me see calculator, you know, 80 divide by 360 times 100, and this I tell me say at 22%. So Toyota at 22% that year there. Alright. So we're going to do the same thing now for this. So alright, so for the next one. So 63 divided by 360 times 100, 17.5%. Finish on. So 17.5% right there. So the next value we have to go find under. So we will punch in now for under now, which is 35 divided by 360 times 100. So as we say, we round this up to 10%. So we put here this got 10. Is that amazing? So So 72 now. I get 20 right there, so. So for the next part now, the last part, which is the 110 degrees. 10 degrees divided by 360 again times 100. So now punch that in a calculator. 110 divided by 360 times 100 is equal to, alright, I can round up this. How much it give a while ago? 30, we could have put it at 31%. If we put that at 31%, something I figure fix up here, so some fixing I figure go on because this not add up. Because if this at 30%, 30, so 22. Alright, so when I do my calculation and I work it out, I realize there's something wrong here. So might as well me just get that 17% alone. Because you can't have half a car It's a matter. So either I go round up or round down. And that's how the mistake make. Can me get 105 when time I check it. Alright, so this is it. So you can go ahead now and represent your data. You must label your graph. So you're going to say pie chart showing and you can't write on the graph neither, so foolishness. I'll go on this one. Showing cars, service, on a particular day. See? And then now you can make your notes them down here, so now. You understand? So you have to say, the data shown in pie chart you can say illustrate that on that specific day Toyota vehicles you can say account for makes up or whatever it is 17%, no 22% Toyota vehicles represent 22%. You don't write it in a word. %2 of serviced. But when I write that, I think I should have bracket this too. 22% of of 2080 and then you start with everything else and you go through. So there is a pie chart. But